IT in the D, only on rawradiox.com.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
This is the ladies' man.
I can't say no, and I don't really want to, so I'm...
Well, especially with the back doors open.
We just lost our clean tag on iTunes.
How much scotch did you drink that night, by the way?
Half a bottle.
Okay, then shut the hell up.
You're in your underwear, I'm in my underwear. Here, let's hang out.
No, I'm sorry, honey. I have a headache.
Bear me. I may have to wipe the geek off.
You're not very informative, but wow, are you entertaining?
You're so white right now.
Shut up. Stop talking.
How are we not sponsored by PBR and Slim Jim yet? Damn it.
Take him to Detroit. No! No, not Detroit! No! No, please! Anything but that! No!
I used to hang out at the Magumbo Bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come. Shut up.
Yeah, I can't take that position. I don't know who brought that bell in, but Bob's got a new toy.
Guess Captain Soundboard doesn't know how to run the soundboard.
When are we going to talk about me?
Are we at a break yet?
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
And we are live. Episode 22, The Double Deuce. This is your host, Dalton.
Episode cutting it closer than we've ever cut it before.
Yeah, no kidding. We were running, doing an OJ down the hallway.
The Double Deuce.
So welcome.
You're not allowed to say pulling an OJ anymore.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. The Hertz commercials, not the... So yeah, this is episode 22 of the IT and the D Show. This is hosted by the Raw Radio X Studios, brought to you by DetroitNet.org here in the Russell Industrial Center in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan. This is Bob the Sales Guy. You are always hosted here with Jeff, the voice of reason, Dave the Geek. And we have an all-star full studio today.
According to you, we always have an all-star full studio.
No, Rockstar or All-Star.
Gotcha.
Today's an All-Star. We have Elena Farnsworth she is the CEO of Mobile Comply. Welcome to the show. You have to sit next to the microphone.
Yeah, sit next to the microphone. There you go.
Oh, see, technology. It's a wonderful thing.
You said you were on radio before. Come on.
I was, but not this one.
We also have Nathan here from Detroit Labs. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Hey, guys.
And last but not least, we have Amber from Spark Marketing.
Spark Digital Strategy.
Spark Digital Strategy.
Yes.
So, as usual, we're gonna rant the first segment. We're gonna come back with Elena, talk about what she's got going on. Come back with Nathan after that. But
so here's my question, this is the first thing that struck me, and I shot a link out about this. Is when did Black Friday go international?
Yeah, I don't understand. You even mentioned that you agreed that Canada was okay.
Well, so
Canada has their Thanksgiving in October,
right? So if you're going to commit. If you're going to commit, you're going to steal our holiday, and you're going to put it in October. Right. Have your Black Friday in October and be done with it.
Exactly.
Canada has Boxing Day. They should change Black Friday to Boxing Day, seeing all the stories on Huffington Post and all that.
Oh, yeah, but how do you get Black Friday riots in Ireland and the UK? How does that happen? You don't do Thanksgiving.
Well, they borrow everything else from us. Why not?
Yeah, so that was my whole thing. I'm like, great, now America's going to get blamed for inciting riots around the world because we've exported the Black Friday
They blame us for everything else anyways.
I still don't get what everybody bought. They were going crazy at Walmart. Like, what did you buy?
Yeah, what kind of deal can you get in the UK? I don't. What are they waiting in line for?
Spotted dick and blood pudding. I don't know.
It has begun. Fish and chips for 10 pounds. I don't know. No, there was no deals this year.
It's kind of a rhetorical question.
Did you buy they had fights? People got shot. There
were tasers that broke out. There were. It was.
What was the website that had the death count?
BlackFridayDeathCount.com.
I was refreshing that all weekend.
I got a 27-inch Emerson TV for $98. Whee!
And I only had to stab 4 people to get it.
But seriously,
if you want that G.I. Joe doll, here, throw them into the pile of bodies.
So Black Friday, I slept in, and we were, coffee, couch, typical good Sunday, but it was Friday, right?
Right.
And I go, it's 1 o'clock, and I got my kids all riled up. I go, let's go check out the crazies. Let's go to Meijer and Walmart.
Well, no, your first post was, Black Friday hell, I'm on my couch shopping Amazon.com.
The best comment was, well, did you step on anyone? We were like, well, I stepped over my newborn. Does that count?
I did. I stepped over the baby to get to the couch. She doesn't care. She doesn't even know I'm there.
That won't change.
No, I know. But like an hour,
it only gets worse.
An hour on Amazon, I'm like, I'm already bored, and it's like 1 o'clock. I go, let's go check out the crazies. So I go to Meijer. I take Gretchen with me because the rest of the family doesn't want to go, and it's crickets.
That's because everyone's gone by 7 a.m.
That's why I said it's a dead zone. I mean, there was no one at Meijer. I parked right up in front. But obviously there was nothing to buy,
right?
Except for groceries, so I bought
it is
bread or something.
And it's no longer Friday though; it starts Thursday.
Well, so and that was the other rant that I threw there. Is all the metrics and everything you're reading said that opening on Thursday was a huge win for the retailers.
Black Friday.
So it's
Thursday, Friday, then Saturday.
Yeah, it's not going to be Black Wednesday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the numbers don't lie, right? The retailers are all about the cash. So, I mean, as long as that, answers, that's not going to change.
Yeah, so
it's only going to get worse.
All the Slacktivists with their Facebook memes and I pledge not to shop on Thanksgiving. Right. Great. The 4 of you didn't shop. Everyone else did.
The worst one is Small Business Saturday.
Brought to you by American Express.
Brought to you by...
When did that start?
Created by American Express started it a couple years ago. It's kind of like
it's the first year I heard of it.
It's kind of like Sweetest Day was made by Sanders to sell more fudge, only in Michigan. Yeah, small business. So every hipster's on Facebook going, I'm going to a small business. I'm like, American Express started it. Like, do you not realize?
Yeah, it was started by a company that most of the small businesses involved can't
afford.
Well, now wait a minute. So at what point does a business stop becoming a small business? So like, what was the cutoff? I mean, that's
well, it's sort of like the Future 50 and the and all those awards. Okay, when do you
Bob,
stop
you're no longer a 40 under 40 because you're over 40.
Yeah, when do you have to stop being a Future 50 and just become a 50?
A 50, right?
But technically, Meijer is a small business, is it not? It's local.
I don't know.
It's
is
Grand
it?
Rapids.
I mean, you got to look at their
what's the
P&L,
cutoff,
right?
Exactly. So, like again, small. What are you going to? The corner butcher shop? Or are you going? Again,
Steve's Deli.
As long as you use our Amex and pay our exorbitant fees, you'll fit into the hipster.
It's pure square footage. That's what it is.
Right. No, but here's even the better part. I saw for Black Friday a bunch of protesters were protesting. So they got up at 6 a.m. to protest not to shop at Walmart, right? So thank you.
Kind of defeating the purpose.
But the best part is then they did
they get into the fight? Did they get into fights with people that were there to shop? Because that would be epic.
I was reading an article about it. They held back traffic. So they got arrested for impeding traffic. And then the headline on, whatever, motherjones.com is, activists get arrested at Walmart protest. And it's like, no shit. Like, you're impeding traffic. Like, can't you just, hold your signs up? So they ruined their day, too, telling people not to go somewhere they're already going.
They already went because it was the night before.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
they're no different than people camping out in front of Best Buy.
Exactly. It's already happened.
So, I know I'm not going to see, I'm driving to Walmart to go get that $127 Emerson TV. And then there's a lady
That's like
with
your
a sign.
favorite line. How many Emerson TVs do you actually own?
None.
Is that even actually a brand?
Yeah, actually it is. That's why I think it's so funny. It's like he must own 70 of them.
No.
I think they're regular, 160?
Exactly. Right. Marked down to 1forty-7. Oh, my God, I got to have it. I'm going to kill 3 people.
I think they sell them at Aco Hardware.
Yeah, the IT and the D Show brought to you by PBR Slim Jim and Emerson.
Exactly.
But who sees those signs and goes, I really feel guilty about this. I'm going home. No one. Are you nuts?
You know what? You're absolutely right. I should go home.
Right, if you're going to stun gun someone at a mall parking lot, you're not going to turn around because you see someone with a cardboard sign.
Well, so that was my whole question. I'm like, okay, so at what point, can the places that put on these Black Friday sales that don't staff up appropriately for security and let the mayhem happen, at some point, can they be found criminally negligent? For
inciting a riot,
or creating
unsafe conditions, or basically causing a menace to society. Can you do that? Because
bars do it. If too many people get in fights and get drunk and leave bars, the cops will shut it down.
Right. So how does that not happen with Best Buy and every place? Your
money. It's all about the money.
8 people get killed, and at a Walmart because they get.
Did you watch the videos?
Yes, absolutely, I did.
Yeah. They try to make it orderly. Yeah, that's not happening.
No.
Well, but that's the point. If you create an environment then you can't control, isn't that the definition of inciting a riot?
Absolutely.
We have ventured into a great. Well, you're Mr. Law and Order. Why don't you go figure it out?
not my realm of expertise.
So that's
I
what,
guess it's not IT law. You know,
Right.
you have no.
everyone
opinion.
loves Costco, but that's the thing. Like, no one goes to Costco on Black Friday because they don't. They have a set margin on everything.
Right.
I found out they make 80% of their profit is from membership dues.
Of course.
Like, that's crazy.
That's why they want you to renew your membership in September when it renews. It's supposed to renew in February.
Yeah.
You know.
And I get caught on it all the time.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, just renew early and keep it happening.
Yeah, it's only another $60 on your bill, just like that whole cash back thing. You know, it's like swipe on top of your bill.
Yeah. So you still eating turkey every day?
No, gone.
Damn.
Yeah, I did. So that was what did you have for lunch yesterday? I'm just assuming it was something turkey based.
I have the greatest invention known to man for the day after Thanksgiving.
I will give you all the credit in the world for this. This is outstanding.
So yeah, I'll share it with the world.
Yeah,
This is
ladies
my
and gentlemen,
gift.
the one time you will hear me give Bob credit.
This is my gift to the world. So we have mashed potatoes. We have stuffing. Put it in a bowl. Right, a lot of it. You take your ham, your turkey, your sausage, you dice it up, put it in the bowl. Take your green
Is this an
beans,
infomercial?
put it in the bowl. You set it. And
The
forget
Walton
it.
burger.
No,
Yeah, I know.
So
I
then
know
you-
what it is.
Then you patty them up because the you don't have to put eggs or nothing else in it, right? Because the mashed potatoes bind it, and you throw it on a skillet with oil. And it's the greatest. And
It's
you
like
put
my kid's science experiment.
and you put gravy on it, and it's the greatest. My kids didn't talk for dinner. It was the greatest thing they've ever eaten, or I've ever eaten.
That's an outstanding. Anything that keeps kids from talking, I'm
It
all
keeps
in favor
kids
of.
from talking. Like then the
so you're
plates
going to
are
serve this every night?
no. That's a
Honey, you're going to be cooking a turkey every Sunday.
Right.
Better yet, Bob, why don't you put it in one of those icy machines and serve it in the gas station?
Oh my God! Did you listen to the mashed potato
Someone that
machine
actually
episode?
listened.
Do you guys know that there's actually a mashed potato machine at 7-Eleven now?
No, that's what we're talking about. Yeah.
I learned it from you guys.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. This is
Oh, but
just
then
the
with
next
diced
step to that
turkey and
idea.
ham in it.
It's a
Oh,
winner.
Well, that's
They have like burgers and hot dogs and that kind of stuff at
wait, the fact
7-Eleven.
that it was
Why
a mashed
can't-
potato machine before wasn't a winner.
put it on the foot massager. What? But that was no. That's how they cook the hot dogs at 7-Eleven. They have that rolling foot massager.
God, I'm hungry. Pass me a Slim Jim.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess let's dive into the "It's a Small World" perspective because this is one of our favorite topics. You know, we always
I
talk
thought
about.
we were going to save that to the final segment.
No, we can.
Well, no, so, I mean, it's one of those things where it's all about the personal connections and personal relationships, and more to the point, you never know when you're going to run into somebody that can do good for you.
Right.
Well, the other part of that is that you never know when you can run into somebody who can do bad for you.
The IT world is a small world.
So I get a text message from Bob at about 12:30 on Wednesday night that says, "There's a guy here. I'm about to kill him. No joke." And I'm like, all right, like, do I need to like line up bail and get there really, really quickly? What's the scoop? So he's like, no, it's just
real friends help you move bodies.
right, exactly. So, you get over the, course of a few text messages back and
No,
forth. I get the
backstory.
yeah.
No, hold on, backstory. I've been like a cheesy bar DJ since I've been 22. I worked at the Post Bar down in Detroit. Grosse Pointe Post, the Mount Clemens one, Blackfin and Royal Oak, playing 80s music. I really like doing it. Well, there's a corner bar by my house, and I like the owners. I'm friends with the bartenders. It's a place I go, once in a while. It's 100
Once in a
yards.
while?
It's 100 yards from my house.
Once in a day.
It's a comfortable place to go.
Define while.
So I was having lunch with the owner, and he basically said, "Hey," he goes, "Do you ever think about DJing here?" I go, "Not in the weekends. It's not." I go, "Maybe for like bigger parties." I goes, "Why don't you do day before Thanksgiving?" Absolutely, right. So I set up 9 o'clock. I go 9 to 2 Thanksgiving. Or day before Thanksgiving, biggest bar night of the year. It's going to be packed.
Yeah.
So it's full. The place is packed, and you know what? Usually for a DJ, most guys from 9 to 10, if you're a dance club DJ, it's your favorite time because no one's going to dance and you get to play what you want.
Right.
So I'm playing The Clash and I'm playing New Order and I'm playing all my 80s stuff and it's great. And the guy comes up, he goes, "Hey man, we're a bunch of old guys. Can you play some classic rock?" And I go, "You know what? There's no one cares. It's a pub. It's not a dance
no one's going to
club.
get out there and dance.
No
right?
one cares." Yeah. So I start playing something. Well, 1 turns into 2, turns into 4, 4 turns, and now they're coming.
Same guy requesting.
The table, same table. They would
Same
send up these are like 40, 45-year-old men. They're not 22-year-old kids.
Right.
I can get that if they're 22.
I.e., they should know better.
So then I must have played. My favorite part is that one guy wanted Van Halen, so I play Van Halen. The guy comes up right after him. He goes, "Play Van Halen," yells at me, and I go, "This is Van Halen." And then he gets all mad. And then to make a long story short, he requests Jimi Hendrix. And I'm like, I look at my computer. I go, "I don't have any Hendrix, man. I'm really sorry." He goes nuts. Then he asks Stevie Ray Vaughan. I go, "Who's got? I don't know. I don't have that." Then he runs, and then I get a text from the bartender going, "This guy's at the bar screaming, that asshole won't play what I want. What are you going to do about it?" And he's going up table by table, screaming at me. Then he comes up to me, asks me for something else, and I'm like, "Why are you mad at me? Like he's got the lasers.
How have I wronged you?
He's got lasers." I'm like,
"I'm sorry, the free service that you're enjoying."
Yeah, exactly. But then I go, "Do you yell at the band if they play up? Like, what do you do with the jukebox?" I go, "Just because I'm here doesn't mean like why me?" And I'm like, yeah. He goes, "Well, you're not going to take." I go, "Not anymore. You're like, you guys are dead to me. Like, stop talking to me."
Right.
By this point, I'm like, and he's going up
Cut
table
off by the DJ.
Yeah, exactly. Right. He's going table by table.
Your night is not going well.
He's yelling, "You suck, yellows!" But I'm like, so here's the best part. The bartender tells me who this guy is, and she goes, "Oh, by the way, he's in IT." So I go, "Dave."
So he goes, "Dave, here's a name. Figure that out."
Yeah.
Dave goes, "Oh,
there's this little service called LinkedIn."
Well, yeah. So 4 seconds later, I'm like, "Oh, here's who he is. This is who he works. Oh, by the way, I'm good friends with his boss and 8 other people that work at the company he works at."
So the moral of the story is they always say, don't judge somebody by how they treat your customers. Treat them by how they treat the receptionist or how they treat the greeter at Walmart,
the DJ,
or the DJ,
or the DJ,
because that's their true person. This guy could not have. He was 18 years of doing this, man, professionally. The biggest a-hole I've ever encountered in my entire life. I'm talking drunk girls, like weirdo guys asking me for weird
parties.
Stuff. I'd love bachelor parties over this guy. But again, small world. This guy's in IT.
Was a member of our LinkedIn group.
Yeah, I was going to say band.
Was.
Next time I see him, because he's a regular at this bar, I've recognized him from the past. I just want to go up to him and go, next time you're a jerk to somebody, make sure you're not in the networking group they run. Because I'm like, he probably thought it was just some jackhole they hired for the night. You know, and he could abuse me and feel better about himself. And it's like, yeah, small world, buddy. This IT world, like, again, so, if you're a jerk, people are going to talk like the way he was talking to the bartenders about me, right? They went to talk to me immediately. People talk. Again, Dave knows his boss, for crying out loud. You think that guy might get an email in a couple of minutes going,
"Hey, speaking of small world," before I forget, because we always forget to do this. So our phone number is 313.
No,
we have a phone number
462-0107.
No one's going to
open it up, by the way, if somebody calls and you can answer it.
Yeah, I'm actually keeping an eye on it.
I was going to say, make sure the screensaver doesn't come on.
We had like 4 calls last week. Dave's like, I didn't see.
Yeah, Dave is Captain Soundboard over here. So
Twitter, you can find us at IT in the D. Facebook, you can find us at facebook.com/IT in the D.
No one likes us.
And we do have our event coming up next Thursday night,
which you should be at.
Rapidly approaching.
I'm going to be there.
Outstanding.
Wait, how is that going to happen?
You know what? I'm a team player.
Apparently, we guilt tripped him so badly.
No,
that was
no.
Yeah, like the dead silence we gave him in the evil eye.
I have Cincinnati. I have Cincinnati from noon to 2, and then I have Louisville the next day at 2:00. So I will come back and then go to Louisville in the morning. That's how much of a team player.
You demand.
Yeah.
That's how little I want to deal with the crap that you guys are going to give me if I'm not there.
The vitriol and hate and spew that I will get.
That's right.
So yeah, our event next Thursday night. It is our year-end Happy Merry Christmas Kwanzaa support the troops thing as it's evolved.
One of my favorite things that we do all year.
It really is.
It's totally awesome.
So we are going to have folks that show up. They'll be there in uniform. All of the frequently asked questions and everything else you need to know is out on our site.
So we collect. Well, we did last year. We collected about $3,000.
Yep.
And we ship it over to Boots on Ground guys from Michigan, in Afghanistan.
You used cell phones, iPods, earbuds, baby wipes,
actually,
any of that type
socks.
of stuff.
Somebody did ask me today because there is the whole no boxes rule.
Right.
You can't. Nothing can be gift wrapped. None of that nonsense because there are.
They want small packages.
Well,
they want things that can be folded.
Well, but nothing can be wrapped because there are unfortunately jackholes that there are jackholes that think it's funny to send baby dolls from fake blood over to soldiers in Afghanistan. That's just hilarious. That's why you can't have anything wrapped because it
must be the people protesting at Walmart for Black Friday,
right? So yeah, I mean,
it's just sad.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway,
exactly. You can hate the function, not the person. So yeah, I mean, it is something that we've done for the past couple of years. It's been very, very cool. One of the extremely humbling and very, very cool things that we're a part of.
Was you getting slapped?
Well, yeah, that was the things.
Can we talk about that, by the way? I thought that was like a no-no.
No, if you're playing at home, go to DetroitNet. Go on YouTube and look up DetroitNet.org. Cute Navy girl slaps Dave Phillips.
That was 2 years ago now, right? Was it 3 years ago?
That was the very first
That was
Dragon Maiden.
It was our very first Support the Troops event in December, and
So
we had
the backstory. No, the backstory is our buddy Jeff Haas, back in February of that year, wouldn't let up making fun of me because I wasn't feeling well, and as it turns out, later that week
They like to slap each other when they drink. It's kind of weird.
Right? Yeah, it's the slap bet. No, so he wouldn't leave me alone.
They have a man crush on
So
each
I was-
other. They just won't admit it.
Right. I'm drinking ginger ale.
There's a
all
website
night.
under development.
Drinking ginger ale all night, and he wouldn't leave me alone. And finally, I'm like, dude, if you don't shut up, I swear to God, in the middle of the back room at Blackfin, I will slap the ever-living crap out of you. And he wouldn't let up. So finally, I reared back and gave him the best pimp slap you've ever seen delivered in the middle of the back Blackfin ever. So flash forward to December of that year, we're doing the whole Support the Troops thing, and he stands up on a chair and says, hey, I'll throw $20 in the pot if she, little 5 foot tall, tiny little Navy girl,
Who was in uniform, by the way.
in uniform, can slap the ever-living hell out of Dave. And I'm like, dude, I'm easy, I'm not cheap. $20, really? So, of course, our group, I've got 20, I got 20,
So,
I got, people are
like,
lining up, I got 20.
15 minutes later, we were up to like $500. It was ridiculous.
And I got, and the worst part was,
We couldn't do it in the bar. We had to go outside.
Right.
Oh, no. Yeah, the bar actually said, no, you were inciting violence. They're like, no, you can't do this in the bar. You have to take it outside. They actually thought we were going to start a fight with the military. It's like, really? No, come on. This is for a charity.
So walk outside, and as she rears back, and she did wind up and rear back, as she starts swinging forward, I hear, and this is for all the guys that have ever effed me over in my life. And I'm like, this little girl is just going to punch me. Like, this is not going to be funny. Like, I'm going to be out. And she got to about like 4 inches away from my face, and I'm like, I'm going to have to catch her hand because I'm not going to take a punch.
He got hit so hard.
So, like,
He got spun around.
But like 4 inches out, she opened up her hand, and I'm like, all right, good, and cracked me hard. like even
you got spun around.
Oh yeah, catch the video. You can hear it echo in the parking lot. So of course, my wife, I think it's been watched probably 87,000 times thanks to the YouTube TiVo integration on our big screen TV. Yeah, I wanted to like. She's like, who is that girl? And can I buy her a car?
So as you walk in the door from a hard day and she's playing that on the television, you know you've done something bad.
So there's a rumor that Dave may or may not get slapped this year. So you have to
Oh
show
no, it's
up.
your turn.
Yeah. If I drive all the way from Cincinnati and somebody hits me, I'm going to crap in the middle of the floor there.
Did you say pimp slap? What did you say about your slap?
Oh yeah, I absolutely pimp slapped him.
That sounded really. I like the way you did that.
It was
made it sound
the rear back.
Yeah, but Jeff Haas didn't like it.
Yeah, no, he was not amused because it was one of those Ferris Bueller moments where like the entire bar went whoosh, and everybody's eyes went back, and they're like, "Well, hey, I tried to tell you. Can't say I didn't warn you."
So we're going to bad segue into my favorite new delivery service that's going on.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of getting slapped, so we've got yet another drone story. For those that are regular listeners, you know our fascination with drones. It started with the South Koreans developing the Terminator, hey, they only kill jellyfish, we swear, robots that were out in the wild. And then we started talking about the book delivery service in Australia, where you order your school books and they'll drop them off to you using the GPS in your phone. Then it was, Domino's patented the delivery method via drones, and so great. Now I'm driving down 696 and I'm going to have a double cheese and pepperoni land on my windshield because one of the claws is going to go faulty. And then the last couple days, now it's Amazon.
30 minutes within 10 miles of their distribution center, which is 85% of their in stock. If it's under 5 pounds, it will be on your porch.
Within a half an hour.
Within a half an hour.
Assuming that you're living within the radius of where the drone takes off from.
5 miles.
Yeah. What's fascinating though, is I was listening to This Week in Tech I was listening to This Week in Tech with Jason Calacanis, and he had a bunch of guests on talking about the drones, and this is actually before the Amazon announcement, and they were speculating about how businesses were going to get into the whole drone delivery business. And they had 2 guys on there that were experts in developing drones and in creating them and programming all the logic that goes in the circuit boards. And he's like, well, there's a difference because you can go out on Amazon right now, and for $700, you can go out and buy like a quadcopter.
Right.
And it's no different than a remote control helicopter.
Are they going to have cameras on them, though?
Yeah, that's what we said. Like all the quadcopters and everything, they have cameras. But
I imagine every sportsman's club in town is going to have a field day with this.
But they were saying that the difference is the self-aware ones are the ones that are like you can program them with.
Self-aware.
They are, but that's what it is. Like
personalities.
Psychokinesis.
You're setting a waypoint, and they can recharge. Like they'll land on one of those inductive charging stations for like 5 minutes. Because the battery only lasts for like 25 minutes,
right,
at the high end. So they, if you're beyond a certain range, what do? So they're talking about setting up waypoints for these drones. Like if it's beyond the 5 mile radius, setting up these inductive charging station, so it will land for like 5 minutes, recharge, and take off again, recharge, take off again.
Listen, 16-year-old me is going to order like a jug of peanut butter, and then it's going to
sit there with your BB gun,
and then it's going to put. Then I'm going to put M80s in the receptacle thing going back.
Well, yeah, but they were joking like, okay, doing that is one thing, but let's say I order something and it's a gift delivery to you. I know where you live. I know the GPS coordinates of where you live if I can look it up on Google Maps.
Right.
All of a sudden, a drone lands on your front porch.
Sadly, I probably wouldn't even bat an eye.
See, the 16-year-old me will go to the charging stations and amp it up so it goes very, very fast. Right. On the lawn. What was that?
But see,
I dropped something.
It's got potential, though. I could see like the bar across the street. Like, I need a beer. I don't feel like coming to the bar.
Well, dude,
and then
but what's interesting? That place that we went to with the movie guys, Clancy's Irish Pub, they have a little remote control helicopter that they use to deliver shots around the bar. Yes, they do.
But what's interesting is
how do they not tip them? Sounds stupid.
We're going there after the show, aren't we?
5 steps. Yeah.
The drone comes back with a missile. That's what it is.
Right. But I can see like every sportsman's club in town with a 12 gauge full of buckshot. Here it comes.
Bob ordered another book. Here we go.
Like my neighbors will have a field day. Like I can't see it not.
Well, here's the other thing they were talking about. Not only the whole FAA approval thing, but the drones that can be programmed for, like the Amazon delivery thing, is drones can be programmed to go to a certain GPS coordinate. That's all well and good. But drones can't be programmed to avoid power lines. They can't be programmed to avoid birds and other objects in the sky. So it only takes 1 or 2 times for a drone to either collide with a power line, take out an entire city block because it knocked out a transformer, or one of the little propeller things to fail, because they were saying that, like that Amazon.com one that you saw, if you watch the video, it actually has 8 blades.
Right.
And there was the guy is on
how does it avoid power lines?
It doesn't. That was their point. Is some of these drones, like you can buy one on Amazon.com that only has 4 blades, and if one of those blades goes out, it will fall. It will crash. So that's why the Amazon one has 8 blades. It can stay in the air with 6 blades. Apparently, there's some physics involved with the whole balance thing, especially when a weight is involved with like a small book or something. So it's
the kind of that point where next day delivery just isn't good enough. I need it now.
Right.
All you Veruca salts out there.
It's microwave shopping.
Think about Black Friday. It'll look like those flock of birds that change patterns.
Oh, yeah.
Right. They said
exactly.
They said by 2015 there's going to be 30,000 of them in the air.
Wow. No, they're saying that basically they're
not Amazon in general.
So what I was reading today and yesterday was, so basically they're saying the FAA should have guidelines put out by 2015, I believe it is.
But it's a huge gray area because they can't even figure it out yet. So like if you went out on Amazon, bought one of those drones that has a camera on it,
right,
and said, I'm going to start a business and like a real estate business, and I'm going to go up there and photograph houses. The FAA will slap you with a $10,000 fine and put you out of business the next day.
I could see
but you can buy that. You can buy that same drone and fly up there with that same camera for personal use. Take the same picture, and as long as you don't sell those pictures, you're good.
Yeah, you can't use it for commercial purposes. That's one of the big limitations.
Under the FAA's guidelines? I mean, that's
who's going to police it?
Oh, that's exactly gray area. Who the hell knows?
Give it to the IRS, just like Obama can. Did I say that?
Anyway,
and next,
are we on a break yet?
No. What else was
actually
next?
We are.
Do we have one more?
Wow, we are, but we've got plenty of time now during later. So let's hop into a break, and then we'll come back and start yakking.
We do have
everybody and see what we have going on.
This is the IT and the D Show.
We'll be right back.
You guys had shirts on when you came in here.
Well, something happened to him, man.
Come on, Spicoli, just put the shirts back on. see that sign?
No shirt, no shoes, no ties.
Right. Learn it.
Love it. Now, who were the three surfers for little
Judge Reinhold?
No.
Judge Reinhold was the ones behind the counter.
Spicoli,
right? Which is Sean Penn.
Sean Penn.
The redhead guy. What's his
Anthony
name?
Edwards.
Anthony Edwards from Revenge of the Nerds and Goose.
And the redhead guy. What's
Eric
his name?
Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz.
Mask.
Yep.
And what else was he from? Mask and
Some Kind of Wonderful.
Pulp Fiction, Some Kind of Wonderful.
Yeah.
So this is IT and the D Show, presented by DetroitNet.org here in the Raw Radio X studios in beautiful Midtown Detroit, Michigan, Elena's favorite place to come hang out and visit. Like I said, we had an all-star cast.
She hasn't turned into a pumpkin yet.
So we got Elena Farnsworth here as the CEO of Mobile Comply. I met you. We were both in the L. Brooks Patterson 40 under 40 for Oakland County.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
That's the first time I've said it, and
you feel guilty saying it, don't you?
I did. I was like hurting, but no, that's how I met her.
Yeah.
And then we booked it.
It's a good story, Bob.
We went to go hang out at Panera.
Thanks for calling, Bob.
Yeah.
We went to go have. We went to go have coffee, and then she didn't show, and then she booked for me to go coffee, and then I didn't show.
So we were
I'm like,
immediately friends.
I go, I'm never talking to her again, and then she finally reaches out, and I'm like,
I guilted him.
like I had to drive up to Joslin Road, 2 exits past my house, like
It was brutal.
and have a bagel and coffee at Panera that I'd never do.
So that was the one that I was with you. Like there was a line out the door to Panera.
Weird.
Like why is there a line out the
15
door?
Well, yeah,
15 people.
And I think when we finally did Matt, he brought you for reinforcement just in case I stood him up again. He would have someone
to talk to.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Well, we pull. I'm like, why is there? Are they selling like concert tickets here for Pine now? Why is there a line up at Panera?
Oh, that's right. That was the day we met with Ryan, logo guy.
Yeah.
Paul.
So
Paul,
you're definitely
Ryan.
Out of my
Good
league.
story, Dave.
He's not in my notes.
So Elena's definitely out of my league professionally because she's like, yeah, I just wrote a
and
textbook.
personally.
Yep.
She drops I just wrote a textbook, and I'm like, you what? Like, I just drink beer in a networking group, and I'm in the same class. Like, what? So
no, but all of the people that are in, they're telling these stories, and you can't believe that you're sitting in the room with these people. They save, they write books about kids, and they're
saving whales.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I'm kind of
group.
I'm a true definition of a sales guy because I definitely bullshitted my way into getting.
Oh
in
yeah, and then you leave.
The best part of that story. Here's the best part
don't
of
tell
that.
it. Don't no.
Please do.
Oh no, the best part of that story is I get this email out of nowhere that says, "Hey, Dave, thanks for nominating Bob Waldenspiel for the Elite 40 under 40 Oakland County." So I forwarded to him, and I'm like, did I just nominate you? And he was like, yes, you did. Shut up.
Warning. Fraud detected.
I know. No, but this is great. So at the event, when they give out the awards, there's very little time to talk to anyone. It's
right.
Everyone's shoved in one room. It's
right.
You get everything and then you leave. So no one really meets, only the people at your table. So then they have a round table, and they try to put you into a group so you can socialize and connect. And Bob walks in and says, I got to leave in 30 minutes.
Nice. I did.
This is for a Detroit Net event?
Right. No. This is
I had a
40
meeting.
under 40. And it was just
I think I
funny.
just started at Cisco, and I'm like, I gotta go to Southfield. Like, I can't miss this.
That's true.
Right.
He's like, I am the
You have a
professional.
job.
I'm the professional leaving the room. So as he's running out the door, I hand him my card. Get in touch here. Okay.
The best part was,
and you wonder why she was ditching you at Panera?
Yeah, I know. And then you're telling like L. Brooks what you're doing, and he just sits there like,
Well, it goes in one ear out the other.
It was, the round table, like, why are, what is this about? Like,
who am I? Why am I here?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh, no. I was the last one to go through, and everyone had such an amazing story. And I just was like, I wrote a textbook.
So I mean, talk to us about Mobile Comply. What is the Mobility Plus cert that you're out there pushing?
Yeah, so Mobile Comply, we specialize in mobile training, and it's to help people learn more about mobility, which is this textbook. It's about connectivity.
See, I hear the word mobility, I think Rascal Scooters.
No. Isn't that a terrible name, but the industry has coined it as mobility is more. Mobile, if you use the term mobile, it's about the device.
Right.
If you use the term mobility, it's about the interaction of all the processes and doing it well in a corporate environment. And it's actually in Wikipedia, but it's terrible. It does. It sounds like the scooter.
I do. That's what I thought. Like rascal scooters.
And so, no. So if you're wanting to be trained in mobility, clarify it's not the scooter.
So it's not a class that teaches me how to build a rascal scooter.
It is not actually. It talks.
Somebody get in touch with New Horizons, Grand Circus. Make sure they know this thing.
Right. We will be certified in the scooter. No, right. It is.
What do you got? The 1500 model there? No,
exactly.
The 2000 models in the new one.
Yeah, the Vespa biker gang that's roaming downtown Detroit now. Is
4 miles an hour.
And thanks to Mobile Comply, we all know how to use them properly.
Right.
I'm going to take out an ankle.
All right.
So what's the benefit? So and I did. I mean,
is it part of the? Oh, go ahead.
Yes, I mean, I went out and read a little bit about what you guys have and what you offer and what you do. So I mean, the certification. I mean, it is a cert, and so what is the benefit of? Why do I, a developer, want to go get a Mobility Plus certification?
So CompTIA, who is a very well-recognized name in the industry, A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, Notice This, and now Mobility Plus and Mobile App Security Plus. So as a developer or a networker, it is helping you determine, it's helping you understand all the concepts behind mobility. So it's connectivity, it's infrastructure, it's security, it's development, but it's also a cert. So what we've been lacking in the mobile industry is it's not really incorporated into the university yet.
Right. So a cert for what though? I get Network Plus, I get Security Plus.
So you get Mobility Plus, and it says, I know how to incorporate devices. So if you're an IT person in, let's just say,
you're not talking about developing apps. You're talking about
enterprise integration.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just going to say.
Exactly.
Nathan. Is it tied to a specific platform, or is it?
No, and that's what's beautiful about this is that until now, all of the training and certification was specific to vendors. So it's Apple, it's Microsoft.
Yeah, it's iOS development, it's Android development. Yeah,
but because CompTIA is known for agnostic, the A+, it's teaching basic network components, or it's teaching basic network plus or security plus.
Gotcha.
It's more, this is how you engage in doing this, and we are going to certify you to say that you know what you're doing. So until now, in mobile, there's never been a certification that was agnostic. So I say that word. That says, hey...
ring the bell.
We're all about agnostic.
Right.
Wait till someone says crowdsourcing, then I'll hit it.
Is this curated?
But if you're... I'm done.
Mother
I'm
of
out
God.
of here. Ring that bell.
You don't run a museum, you're not a curator!
Right, exactly.
What was I? What was the question?
I hate that guy.
So we did a thing with Michigan Works, right, where they had a No Worker Left Behind. They got grants.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell the story. My brother-in-law went through it. Kind of changed the industry. He's got his A+, Network Plus, Security Plus.
Yes.
Is this something now you're working with MishWorks? So like people at home, like can hey, if we get a No Worker Left Behind grant, because I know they come and they go.
Right.
I think they're coming out with another wave of them again. Is this something they can do, and what can they expect? Because I mean, when you got your A+, Network Plus, you can pretty much expect a tech support job, like a level 1. What do they expect when they get a Mobility Plus coming out?
So if you're Mobility Plus, you can get a job as a mobile architect. A mobile architect, you can do. You can manage mobile networks. You can do mobile security. There's a lot of new jobs that are coming out specific to being able to integrate devices. So are you going to do a bring your own device, or are you going to have your company purchase devices? You still need to know mobility, all of the concepts behind Mobility Plus to certify that you can actually integrate this into your company.
So it's almost like a specialized networking certification,
it's exactly
because I mean, there's obviously a lot of overlap with devices, regardless of manufacturer or brand.
Right.
And I mean, I guess I was trying to understand it. I mean, I understand iOS development. I understand Android development. I mean, coming from a developer point of view, that's not what you're talking about.
No.
You're talking about something that's completely different, the whole infrastructure behind it, how they all connect to
I mean, it sounds like it's a layer above all that, which is actually fine, because, I mean, let's be honest, how many times do we have the conversation where...
Or below it.
Holy crap, learn the fundamentals before you start trying to specialize in something, because that's one of the common problems.
Was it more? It's more BYO, bring your own device than it is.
The actual trouble.
Or am I wrong?
Well, the actual domains that are covered, it's the connectivity piece. So it goes through wireless. It goes through what's the difference in wireless or cellular. what's the radio frequencies and such. And then it goes into the networking layer, which is, let's talk about the infrastructure. But then it goes another level in, which is the mobile device management. There's a whole domain on that. Like, how do you manage the devices?
So are you, like you're talking about that 2-second response time that everyone's used to on cell phones now with smartphones, and are you touching on the developer point of view, like how to optimize apps to take advantage of certain network lags and latencies and things like that? Or?
In Mobility Plus, the only thing that is touched on from a developer's perspective is security and troubleshooting.
Okay. I was going to say, this ties more into security, I think, than it is anything else.
So then you go into the security layer, which is on top of the device management, and then it goes into troubleshooting. So how can you tell if it's the connectivity piece, whether it's the infrastructure, or whether it's the software and security? But there is another cert that CompTIA offers, which we also support, which is the Mobile App Security Plus, which is either iOS flavor or Android. And that's more on the development side of things. But the Mobility Plus, which we were talking about, is, again, more of the network side.
So I think like the whole BYOD story kind of fascinates me because it's the first thing in technology or in IT that the users pushed and said, screw you.
Right.
I'm using my iPad. No, I'm using my Android. And Mr. Company that I work for, you're going to have to deal with it. I want access on this device I paid $800 for.
Well, that's the funny story that I like to tell. Like, at Chrysler, it's, all the OEMs, they're all Lotus Notes. And, when Fiat came into Chrysler, Sergio says, here's my iPad, make this work.
Then he said, fix it again, Tony.
Nice.
Fiat stands for. Sorry.
Well, there's the new term, or one of the terms that was just created, I guess I saw it a month ago, was FYOD, which fix your own device.
No, 4-letter acronyms. God, enough.
I know.
Actually, no. FYOD is the IT department's response to BYOD.
And that, right, exactly.
F your own device. That's
nice. You just come up with that?
Yeah.
Nice.
That was good. And now we know how it was done.
So DBTG Plus?
That's right. Yeah. We definitely need the DBTG Plus, sir. That's what we need.
Don't be that guy for those playing at home.
That's right. Plus.
Right. So the other thing I saw is that, you do, so Mobile Comply does consulting, so what, consulting on strategy and that kind of stuff. What is that part of your business? I mean, and who do you talk with and what's the goal there?
Well, typically we're very focused on training, and then we have other classes that aren't just mobility.
Okay.
Plus, we have mobile fundamentals for executives, and we have a whole list of titles that we.
Oh, there's so many people I want to send through.
What we actually do, though, is the strategic part is, after some of our classes, the executives go through and they develop a roadmap.
Okay.
So a lot of people, and I mentioned this earlier to you guys, but I call it half-apt.
Yep.
A lot of people, they'll go in, half-apt, you got it? Yes. Well, they'll go in.
How many of you had an idea?
And precisely. And they just say, hey, I want to go mobile, so I'm going to app it out. And, it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's not what they need to do. But then if they take a class that says, hey, let's deal with strategy. Let's think strategically, and let's not just throw something on the wall and hope.
Which is so counter IT 101. Because we don't think long term.
Because the people that want a full app it, we'll talk to Nathan.
Right, yeah.
There you go, Nathan. Take it away. Yeah, but from the strategy side, we build a roadmap. And then once they get into the details of actually developing an app or actually setting up the network, we have a group of partners that we refer them to, because we want to be very focused in we train, we'll create the foundation for success, and then we'll help you find the partners to continue to move forward. But we stop at the level of this is where you should go, and here are people that can help you execute.
So what's the de facto, or what on the consulting side, what's the de facto kind of authentication going on today with it? Bring your own device, right? Are you using SSL? Are you doing like an RSA token? Like what's the two-factor? What's the de facto standard people are deploying these days when doing BYOD stuff?
I don't really know.
You're not going there?
No, I'm not going there. I don't write the books.
Right.
I have 100 subject matter experts that we bring in because it's very vast. And this program, it's
got to be changing all the time, too.
We can't have one person that is an expert in everything, because if we say that they are.
Dave is.
Oh, right.
No, Dave isn't. Dave freely admits that.
Just an IT law.
Right.
Well, one of the things that makes us different is I require that the people that write our textbooks, that are our subject matter experts, and that train our courses, they all work at least 10 to 20 hours in a month in the field.
Okay.
Because it changes so quickly.
Oh, yeah.
if I'm an IT person, I take a cert and then I get out and go to my boss and I'm using terminology that was 2 years ago in mobile. That's like a lifetime.
It changes, almost every 3 months.
It does.
Right.
I have people that do nothing but research the changing environment and what is the newest.
Talk about a moving
MCSE
target.
used to be the gold standard, and then it rapidly became must call someone else or the Microsoft
Does anyone
certified
get that
solitaire
anymore?
expert.
Is that even still a thing? I mean, all joking aside, is that
who knows?
Yeah,
I remember when I was my first sales job, and New Horizons knocked on our door and said, "You guys want IT certs?" And it was like $12,000 for an MCSE. I'm so glad I said no. Just looking back.
Well, so, I mean, that's a good question. So, okay, I want a Mobility Plus cert. Where do I go? So, I mean, obviously, it's mobilecomply.com. We've got, all the info on our site and everything. Where do I go get this certification? Where do I go get this training?
After, we can do it online.
Okay.
We have a hybrid approach where we have an instructor that's online and they teach people while they're in a classroom setting.
Is it proctored exam only, or is it can you do the online test?
It is. It's proctor's exam only, and we provide the certification at a discount at the end of the class, so you can test out right at the end of our class. If you take our class and elect to do it after a 30-day period, then we provide a voucher that says you can get a discount, or you can just go to CompTIA and register on your own.
Okay.
And that's fine, but we obviously don't recommend that you do it without training.
Right.
Spoken like a true CEO.
Well, it's like, you can go get your PMP cert without the prep class, but
You're wasting money.
Do you is there, we always talk about the path and kind of, do you see it as step one in the process, or do you see it after you get your A+ Network Plus Security Plus, and then Mobility Plus is kind of like the home run, or do you see it, or you can do it as a standalone? I mean,
it sounds like, the way you're describing it sounds like a standalone.
Not really.
It is a standalone, but you need the one class. We have a class for the IT professionals, and then my subject matter experts are now doing the one that will go into the universities, which will give you a more foundational approach to networking. There are some things that you need to know to take our class as an IT professional. You need to have just the general
basic understanding of networking.
Yeah,
I think network and security.
Network and security, troubleshooting. Believe it or not, troubleshooting is a big part of the exam, because if you think about all of the components, all of the components that are fitting together, you really need to know how to identify what to go to first, and that's a huge component of the exam, which is much different than the past CompTIA exams.
Does that word scare people away? The whole troubleshooting thing? Oh, if I get this cert, I'm just going to be on call for 24 hours a day.
Well, it's probably never been said until now, because we're the only people that offer the training.
Yeah, there you go.
But now that you put that out there, Jeff. No, I mean that actually feeds back into one of the conversations we were having last week about the whole cryptography thing. I mean, it's troubleshooting is Geek 101.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, we don't like to be on call for it, but we love to do it.
It's like you want to take the phone apart just to see how it works, right?
Yeah. I took the lawnmower apart, and I may or may not be able to get it back together without pieces left over. Things happen.
Think about it with the bring your own device, though. The IT professional that just has the general knowledge of, let's just say, networks, and even if they have a very basic knowledge of iPad, just using that for example. Think of all the other devices that are coming in, and they suddenly become this huge troubleshooting expert.
Yep.
All of those who is what they're expected to do. Oh, do you know how to fix
subject matter expert?
Well, I mean, that's the danger of any IT job, or actually really any job in any office, is that as soon as you figure out why something's broken and how to fix it, you become, like, you touched it, you own it, you become the SME, you're the one that everybody's going to go to from now on.
But I think everybody's
the joke we always say, hey, what do you do for a living? I design websites. Hey, can you fix my computer?
Right.
I get asked that. I sell computer. I don't know.
Right. You work for Cisco? My piece of crap router at home keeps
I've had people hand me laptops, fix it. Like, what?
Here's my Linksys router. You guys bought them, right?
Yeah, exactly. No.
So, I mean, I guess, so who's your target audience then? I mean, where and so the who, like, who should be coming and checking this out? What are the costs associated with it? And what, like, when do these classes run? Is it a week? Is it a month? Is it 3 months? Is it?
No, these are they're standard 5-day courses.
Okay.
We have 3 types of course. You can do a hybrid where you can have the instructor and online.
Okay.
Or we do in-person training.
So instructor meaning I go to a facility and I sit in a classroom?
The hybrid is actually done online. So you get to see.
So it's a hybrid of online and online?
Yes. You can. The instructor
no, Dave, there's this thing called the internet. You can actually interact with somebody online. There's like
highly
a face.
overrated.
Yeah, right. It's a fad.
Rap music, color TVs. Meh.
I had WebEx day today. Don't even go there with that. 7 hours. 7 hours of WebEx.
Yeah, it would be just like that.
Yeah.
It would be sitting in front of the computer having.
It's like no different than going to an online conference, right? I mean, you got a window in the corner, picture in picture. Whatever.
And you just ask, "Are you wearing pants, please?"
Yeah, don't pan
And that
down.
would be
Don't
a
pan
missed
down.
question.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
True.
That's rule number one.
Here are my pink fuzzy bunny slippers.
Brought to you by
Dress shirt. I'm in my risky business outfit right now.
my nice pink dress shirt and no pants. Yeah. So
Business on top, party on the
5
bottom.
days.
Yeah, well, that's for the hybrid, and then we also have the online course where you can take it at any time you want, as long as you meet a 14-day requirement. So you have
I sign up, I do what I have to finish in
exactly, you have to
14
finish
days.
in 14
Gotcha.
days. We also have the in person, so you can come to our facility and train.
Okay.
And the certification only launched 3 weeks ago. We've been developing with CompTIA for 9 months now. And so anybody that gets this certification now will be one of the first in the world. So we're really targeting now. I know. Isn't that great? Say that again. Put that in the intro.
So that's an interesting point, though.
That actually is
because
kind of cool.
Yeah.
If it just came out 3 weeks ago, I mean, do people know?
Is it recognized?
Is it recognized? Yeah. Is it hold value?
Well, but I think that's the benefit. That's the benefit of CompTIA. That's the benefit of partnering with them. Yeah.
So the training itself is a $1,500 training. We're running specials to the end of the year, so we've got them for $900.
Cyber Monday specials. Come on, call it right.
That's right. We did the Black Friday.
Nobody died though.
Yes.
Dave's got a new toy.
The cost of the cert itself to sit for the exam is $260.
Okay.
But it goes to CompTIA. And then we are able to give a discount because we're their partners.
Okay.
To anybody that takes it.
So if it just came out 3 weeks ago, do you already have a class in progress? Do you already have people that are in the mix doing it that have already gone through it?
We've already we flew out to DC last week and did one of the federal agencies. We've already done
help them with healthcare.gov or
I am refraining from
the mobile interface for
that. Mobility now.
Yeah, that's right. Can't get free healthcare on my iPhone.
No, I think it all. I know you're trying to get the details out, but it comes down to everybody's a spoiled SOB these days. They said, "I want it on whatever device I buy, and I want it now." And I think that's what the whole thing boils down to.
Well, I mean,
how do you fix that?
The whole website 5-second rule has now become the 2-second rule for devices.
I mean,
how many times have we? Go ahead.
No, and if you want to say it from, yes, it's really nice for a developer or for anybody in the networking space to get this because it is a credential not a lot of people have. But if you're a CIO or you're in a government agency, I mean, it's a good tactic to be able to CYA,
True. Right, absolutely.
We have a certification showing that our people are trained to do this, and if there's a mistake, it's not because we didn't put the money into training them.
Yeah, your business network is no longer just cable running through the walls. It's now people walking around with cell phones.
Right, and a lot of
making
people,
sure they're secure, too.
A lot of the IT directors now, their bosses are coming in and saying, make this work. They've not been trained in this because I went to grad school and I have a computer science degree, but you know what? That was way back before the mobile even started.
We majored in WordPerfect and we got an IT job.
Yes.
I built websites.
At Wayne State, I was taught COBOL for crying out loud.
Could you do that with mobile? Well,
I don't know. The first mainframes are still running, so I don't know, maybe.
Yeah. No, I got my first sysadmin job was because I was the only person they talked to that knew both Wang and BC.
What'd you say?
Wang. Both. But that's why. Like they were on a Wang Speed 2 mainframe. They wanted to get to a PC world. I'm the only person.
Hey, we're coming up to a break. We're going to talk more with Elena from Mobile Comply.
Before we do, though, so it is mobilecomply.com is where they can find all the information about this.
Mobilecomply.com and mobilitytraining.com.
Mobility Plus Training.
Mobilityplustraining.com. Thank you, Amber.
See, that goes to our conversation we had at the bar to get the keyword .com and point it.
Right.
The custom domains.
All right. We're going to come back with Nathan with Detroit Labs and a little bit with Elena. This is
and Amber's just lurking in the background. We'll drag her more back in.
As a great marketing person.
This is the IT. This is the IT in the D show.
We'll be right back.
No, forget the glass, Woodhouse. Just give me the pitcher. For I am a sinner in the hands of an angry God. Bloody Mary, full of vodka, blessed are you among cocktails. Pray for me now, and at the hour of my death, which I hope is soon. Amen.
G. Yeah, and I can't forget about my boy B Brown. And the whole Andy crew.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
We need to have a Last Dragon party.
The Shogun of
Find a movie theater that serves beer that will do Last Dragon like midnight on Friday. We need to have a party.
Apparently Imagine had like grandiose plans for opening like the biggest screen in a theater ever in Roseville at the old where the Kmart was.
Yeah, they're moving to Macomb Mall now.
Well, they canceled it though because
how do you move a mall?
No, they're moving the Imagine to Macomb Mall.
Oh, well, no, they were going to, but apparently Kmart wanted $3 million for something that had a $500,000 valuation the last time around, and they were like, "Yeah, no,
Awesome.
canceled."
Yeah. See, I grew up at there used to be a drive-in where the Sam's Club is on Little Mac and 13, and now they're putting the Imagine there.
Excellent.
Yeah, great
Nice.
story, Bob.
Thanks for the call, Bob.
Yeah, thanks for the call.
So here we are back at the IT and the D show.
Welcome back for all two listeners.
Exactly. The phone number that no one will use is 313-462-0107. You can find us on Twitter at IT and the D. You can hit us on Facebook at facebook.com/IT and the D. And then coming back this time around, we're going to dive in with Nathan Hughes, Nate, of Detroit Labs. I got to tell you, man, I take a look at your About Us page, and it sounds like every geek's wet dream to come work for you. That's
intentional. That's what we try to do.
Well, because I mean, it's all about the people and the cool stuff going on, and you're going to be autonomous, and you're going to have your own stuff. And I would honestly, call you out for being full of shit. But we've had Erica in here who's told us that no, it's really legit.
Yeah. And Erica's a great story. Erica applied twice, and the first time we said no.
Really?
Yeah.
She didn't tell us that part of the story.
Dumb guy. That was actually Mark's story. Remember when we had Stanislav in here?
That's right, Stanislav.
No,
Yeah.
for dumb guy in the room, fill me in.
About
Erica, autonomous, like the whole story. I don't get what you're.
Well, autonomous means that you get to operate on your own.
I get that.
Well, I got to judge this. I mean, you don't know how planes fly.
It's a Montessori. I don't. It's a Montessori company. Is that? I get that.
They're not taking funds from the government.
So I guess that's the good intro. So Nate, tell us about Detroit Labs and what you guys are doing and why. Like I said, I mean, it seems like one of the geeks that we know and love and trust, Erica, is all about you at this point.
She's awesome. Detroit Labs is a mobile development company. So we build iPhone apps, we build Android apps, we built a Windows app. I'd like to say we built 100% of the BlackBerry apps that we've been asked to build.
for the four people.
I feel sorry. I used to be a BlackBerry. I was thinking about that too. And we're talking of bring your own, and in my head, I'm thinking, well, yeah, BlackBerry really got hit by that because they were
absolutely.
They were wonderful. They were the enterprise.
They were the corporate.
They were the go-to enterprise corporate.
Well, and even the government is getting away from them now. They just 270,000 devices they're dropping.
That's my favorite newspaper article of all time.
Yeah.
9,000 rim jobs lost.
It wasn't the Microsoft SOAR after being back-end penetrated by the NSA.
That's even funnier. I still prefer
but directly related.
Right. I still prefer rim losing employment positions.
So you guys are downtown, and you actually just recently.
Where was I?
Yeah. So you're downtown, and you just recently moved to a new facility because you outgrew the Madison building, your little shared space there.
As surprising as it might be, Detroit Labs is actually in Detroit, in the city of Detroit.
Shocker! No.
Yeah. And we started in 2011, and we took over and commandeered a few desks over in the Computer building on some of the Quicken Loans.
Well, I didn't
realize you started in the Computer building first.
We had always planned to start in the Madison. The Madison opened, I think, in July.
Okay, so yeah, it was chicken and the egg type of thing, right?
And we were, we're affiliated with DVP, Detroit Venture, and all that. But then we started doing the business stuff, and we all had full-time jobs, and it was very startup-y. And we started getting projects. So we're like, well, we should probably do something with the projects. And so we started a little early, and we just found some desks that we could commandeer and Quicken Loans. And they moved, like the interns came and they moved us over here. There's a paper puncher, and the paper puncher, like we got another new machine.
You moved my stapler.
Yeah, exactly. I was told I could listen to my music at a reasonable
volume. Why don't you go over in this corner here? And so we moved a couple times, and then we started out in the Madison building. We're the second official tenant in the Madison building. on the second floor, and we were there for about a year, maybe a year and a half. We had 18 desks, and we moved there. We had to look at all the space, and we're like, well, all of us should sit in one side because you don't want to spread out and have all this room. Right, and I mean, you'll be lonely, and it'll be there's so few people compared to all this space. And when we left, we had 32 people in this 18-person spot.
So you left a nice vacuum.
I remember, Erica and Mary Beth were like, "These are like warm desks. It's like a bunk on a submarine."
Massive humanity. It was. I wouldn't say it smelled, but I mean, you do that, and
but it smelled.
Right?
Yeah, these are iOS developers we're talking about.
And we were very health conscious, right? So we had a couple standing desks and a treadmill desk, and if you felt like standing there for a few hours,
a treadmill desk.
Yeah, so let's have somebody sweat in the office.
But all of a sudden, it's like, you know what? You can't sit down. There's nowhere else to sit, so you're going to have to stay at the standing desk. And
so you were a fan of co-working.
Yeah, it was.
No, we're not dropping you a hint. Just the treadmill desk is the only one we have left available. That's it.
There really is no other place. It's kitchen sink. I guess you could. And so we moved around the corner, so on Woodward now, down the street, and we've got 2 floors, 5th and 6th floor of the old Lane Bryant building. Actually, it's been empty for 35 years, I think. And we're there. We're the only tenants right now, and it's after being packed into that massive humanity. I mean, the Madison building.
You got breathing room.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, now you can launch a bowling ball down the.
We have. So
I won't make any Lane Bryant jokes.
We have 2. There is a
Thank
sign.
you.
No, there's a sign.
It's actually kind of ironic that you moved into the Lane Bryant building.
And we got a lot of room. Go figure.
And where's the bell?
There is an old Lane Bryant poster from 30 minus 2013, whatever that is, 1850. And the sign
Carry the 2 Schwab 1700. Who knows?
Sigma, and then N equals 0. And the sign, it's like, for chubby girls, this is the great place. And you're like, what's on that?
Well, that's why.
What is on the side of the building?
I never understood who shops at a place called Dress Barn.
What do you get? Did you get a free set of 10 steaks or what?
I'm like, how do you walk into a place called Dress Barn with any self-respect?
Don't have a lot of confidence. This might be the place for me.
At that point, you just given up.
Yeah, whatever. I'll just whatever you got. I don't
Old
care.
Navy. I mean, come on, the names are all bad.
So you've taken over 2 floors.
So you've taken over 2 floors,
and I saw I have not been there, but I saw the photos, and that's. I mean, it seems like it's very open. Yep. Did you have to do a lot of reno, or did you just kind of move in as it was, and you're moving as you go?
Yeah, the place hadn't had any occupants for 35 years, and the ones that moved out had not cleaned up. So
now is that counting or not counting all the homeless people that were there?
Our building was actually locked up nice. It's the Hart building behind us.
All the old dresses are curtains now.
But it was
that was what's beautiful. Like when you and I were talking before, you had said that you had partnered with an architectural firm that you got to pick and choose the style that you wanted.
Great designer, great architecture firm, but they worked really well with us, and they had done 4 or 5 designs before we actually got to the one we wanted. It's very open. There's no offices. It's all, but there's a lot of different zones in the building. Because you need places where you can be around other people, and it's sort of noisy, and there's a lot of energy. And you need places where you can go and get away from people,
right?
Because
you have to have a conference room, right? The conference room,
rooms,
right.
or quiet zones, or areas where there's no one else to bother you. So we designed it up.
The white zone is for loading and unloading of passengers only.
Exactly. It's like the Maxwell Smart cone of silence,
right?
Yep. Well, exactly. I mean, and there's no one area and no one space design works for everyone all the time,
right? Sure.
So we tried to create multiples. So there's no offices, but there's a lot of conference room spaces and team spaces. We've got a hole that we cut in the floor because that seemed like a good idea to do a
Tell me you put a bat pole in there.
And we really wanted to, but our landlord said it's illegal. So I think we're going to put maybe a hanger.
No, they said that they had the firehouse at the Charlie LaDuff Bourdain special, and they made the firehouse take out the fire pole. It's like, that's blasphemous.
Yes, it is.
What?
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's in a firehouse.
They had a 3-story fire pole, which I would love to have in my house, by the way, except
to go with the giant benches that can't fit anywhere in your house.
No, I got room. I made room.
Sounds like broken legs waiting to happen.
Pretty much, yeah. So how many folks do you have working for you now?
Got about 40. I think we got
really
38, 39.
And just hired 3 people.
Just hired 3 people. And we've gotten big enough that today I did a meeting of, hey, welcome to Detroit Labs. Here's our history.
I saw your tweet on there hey, what do I tell new employees?
Never had to do that before because everyone's sort of been in earshot.
It was all organic.
Yeah. Well, And I realized 6 months ago I probably should have started doing that because people were like, "Hey, you know."
I guess we
one of
should
our-
have a plan for this.
Yeah, one of our folks that had started a few months ago, she's like, "Oh, this was really nice because I didn't know we had a water machine for 3 weeks." I'm sorry.
The welcome package should just be, hey, welcome to Detroit Labs. Chicken shawarma is 2 blocks that way.
Exactly, right.
Al's over here, and Steve's if you're not going with anyone else.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
for sure.
So you guys must be doing ass over cartwheels as far as business. You know, it started in 2011. You got 18 people. Now you're at 40 people.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
We're doing well on business side. We're selling projects. It's a lot of relationship and it's a lot of reputation. I mean, we tell everyone freely we're the most expensive game in town. If someone comes to us and they ask for a proposal and they want that, our prices are more than what anyone else gives them. And
You get what you pay for, right?
what we produce and build over there is more than what anyone else is building. I
So
think.
are most of your clients local then, or are they?
A lot of them started out as local contacts, but we've got what's crappy about the business is I can't announce things
Nope,
until
I
it
totally
hits the App
understand. Yeah,
Store.
right.
But, so right now we're working on 3 huge projects, and none of them are local. But there's roots locally that we were able to talk to, get introduced to, and then work with companies that are outside of Michigan.
Are you noticing a trend between the two competing platforms then, as far as your clientele base?
Between iOS and Android?
Right.
The trend that we see is everyone wants the same. Everyone wants them both.
Gotcha. At the same time.
At the same time, which is fine. And that's what we do. I mean, we build iOS, we build Android at the same time. And usually they're 2 weeks off. We get 2 weeks on Android, a little bit more because the iOS Apple Store has the
approval process.
2 week approval that we
Right.
usually bake in. But yeah, they're always the same development, same time. And what we've been able to do, which is nice, is we have folks that develop in both platforms, but the platforms are so different that it's a whole different skill set.
Do you have the office like you said you have the 5th and 6th floors is like iOS 5,
No.
Android 6.
the Jets and Sharks. It's a very West Side Story thing going on.
Well, it harkens back to the whole Steve Jobs days of the early Apple, where you had the Apple II and the Macintosh group, and he would battle against one another. Yeah.
No, happily no. Both
so everyone
sides-
gets along.
Well, no, both
Kumbaya.
sides they fight. I mean, both sides think they have the right side.
Right, exactly.
But both realize and recognize also, I mean, you have to, that both sides have good things, both sides have really crappy things, and you deal with that.
Well, how do you prevent Detroit Labs from being like the next Root level, right? Where you blow up huge, you're the biggest game in town, which sounds like from the mobile app side that you are, and then all of a sudden one fell swoop, it's a ghost town. I mean,
we may be the biggest specific or specialized mobile app business in town.
Sure.
That might be true. Like CompuWare does tons and tons of mobile.
Yeah, that's a different animal, though.
But it's a whole different.
Yeah.
I'm not hiring mobile developers, right? I'm not hiring folks that know how to do mobile development. I like to say I've hired out of that 40, I've hired maybe 4 or 5 mobile developers.
Okay.
And what I hire are people that are amazingly good at delivering something. Delivering software is preferred, but
So you
maybe
train
they're-
them along the way then?
And within the way we work and operate in our culture, if they're amazing developers, which is what I look for first, and they have this history of shipping software in different places, which is what is really important to me, they can learn the technology specific pieces for mobile development. And so we're bringing those folks in. So I have a team that I don't expect to be doing mobile development at Detroit Labs forever because, like everything, it's going to commoditize out. We're not going to be the most expensive because there's going to be plenty of places in 5 years, 6 years.
I think not pigeonholing your business model is like the key to this thing,
So
right?
we build
whatever
a
the next
team.
big thing is. Yeah, absolutely. You jump on that and then
like
diversify and
If BlackBerry blows up, we're there, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna add rim jobs then.
Yeah, hey, you'll see the cranes.
So somebody comes to you for like app dev. So I mean, is it strictly just iOS, Android? Are you starting to dip your toe into the whole HTML5? Or like, I want my site to be responsive and available on app platforms?
Not really. There's a lot of places. There's a lot of places for that to get done. We don't say no to that work, but we're an app development shop, and we like the things that are around app development. Sometimes when you're doing a full app, if you're implementing an app strategy, that includes iOS, that includes Android, that includes a responsive website.
Right.
So we would do those kinds of projects happily. if someone came to us and said, oh, you know what, we really want to do this app and we have this idea, and we said, oh, you know what, this would work as a responsive website and you'd save money, it'd be faster, this or that. What I found 100% of the time is that the client says, no, I don't want to do that because I don't want to trade off.
Right.
Which sometimes I'm frustrated because I'm a tech guy and I see the right tech solution out there. And I could save you 50% of your budget, man. And we could launch in like 6 weeks.
And then just give me 20% of that.
Value-based pricing.
Yeah, our clients get us out of that business just the same as they get us out of the business of PhoneGap or other kinds of because we're not doing internal work. We're doing a lot of branded work. And so even when we look and we say, this would be a great candidate for something like PhoneGap or something like a cross-platform app that's not going to give you the best creative and the best responsiveness, but look, you're not doing something that needs it. The client doesn't want that either. So we really are iOS native, Android native, a little bit of responsive web, but a lot of web services stuff.
Gotcha.
Because that's what our clients are asking us to do.
So, in that, one of the things, one of the apps that was featured, on your site that I saw was Domino's. So I know from conversations that I've had with those guys for years now, their biggest issue is, everybody has, peaks and valleys.
Yep.
And so everybody deals with, traffic at different points in time during the day. One of Domino's biggest challenges with whether it was their cloud platform, everything that they were doing was their peak demand is once all around the country, and it was Super Bowl, and that was the one that that was what they always kept hammering in on was that there's such a unique problem because it's not such and such happens at you're watching an event on TV. Okay, it happens at 7:00 Eastern time, 7:00 Central time, 7:00 West Coast time. No, it's unilateral all across the country at the same time.
Yep.
So how did that play into the whole mobile strategy of when you were dealing with that nonsense?
Well, and this sounds sort of trite, but it didn't. Because the mobile side really isn't where that needs to scale. Because I'm running a supercomputer in your hand,
right.
which is your mobile device. And
but it's all that back end fun.
It has to talk to
what Elena was talking about with
the the architecture, the infrastructure, the networking. There's a lot of that stuff. The web services behind the scenes, but also just the physical reality of franchises making that many pizzas.
Right.
And being able to deliver on those pizzas. There's so much involved with that work that our piece of it we can optimize, and our piece of it is the mobile experience. That app that you're running. The back end pieces, they've spent tons and tons of time, effort, and energy to make that work, and it generally works really, really well. Especially when you consider these franchises are running different layers and levels of POS software or other office technology, and I can look, as being where we're at and supporting the software, I can look and say, oh, that franchise was a mid-90s, that one's a 2000, that one's a 2012 because it has this, and it's crazy.
Has the order online thing caught on?
It's a fad,
I'm not being funny.
No, it's
rap music, color TV.
10% of their business.
Okay,
is
I'm
online.
I'm very online everything.
Yeah,
and to me, I'm not there ordering a pizza yet on my phone.
10%.
Everything else.
For the first time ever, I did the whole Five Guys thing and pre-ordered using the iPhone app.
Okay.
For Five Guys, it worked flawlessly. I mean, that.
I'm not saying I worry about it. I just don't think like that yet.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's the. I can remember, back in 1997, hesitating hitting submit on my first Amazon order.
Right.
So I think that's where we're at with online ordering.
But who doesn't do that? Who's not like that is every college kid, where every college campus has a Domino's that delivers to that dorm because that is their strategy.
Every hour on the hour.
Every hour on the hour. And they are not hesitating at all to order online, and they are ordering online all the time.
No, but I'm Captain Amazon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I adopt every new technology that ever comes out. It's just that the ordering food, I just haven't gotten there yet.
Yep.
Just didn't know if it was me being, out of touch 40-year-old guy or.
And when we started, and this has grown amazingly since we even started working with them in 2000. We started working with them in 2011, one of our very first clients. And at that point, it was, we have to have a mobile app. And that was really because you have
They recognized that. That wasn't you telling them that.
They recognized that. They needed but it was, we need a mobile app to complement our website because they're getting tons of website traffic. And that in 2 short years, that has changed to this is, you can see the CEO, Patrick Doyle of Domino's, talking about how critical mobile is to their overall strategy and their selling strategy globally. And in 2 years for them to have gone that far, it's amazing understanding of
and it sounds like reading through your site, that's another part of what you guys do is you also do some of that consulting and strategy and planning work and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, is that all part and parcel with a client engagement? Is that
it can be. We have people in Detroit Labs that do mobile strategy, that do creative design, user experience, all the development, the testing. We can do everything. And then for individual clients, sometimes there's a client like Domino's. They're a Crispin Porter shop.
Right.
That's their agency of record. We work great with those companies. Sometimes we have a place that we do everything. The experience, the design, all the way to development and the strategy. That can be a way that we work with others as well. We've got a lot of agency experience in-house, so it's sort of a natural thing for us to figure out how to best work with folks.
So what is Detroit Labs looking for now? Like, are you looking for more, you just said you're not really looking for developers, mobile app devs.
I'm looking for developers constantly.
Okay.
I'm just not necessarily looking for someone that is billing themselves as specifically
as a mobile dev. Gotcha.
I love talking to those folks. But we more often are talking to folks that have done maybe Java or C++. Maybe they've done some website development. Maybe they've done Ruby. Maybe they've done Scala. Maybe they've done Objective-C. And
so it's more along the general skill set than
we look for general skill set. We look for drive, passion, enthusiasm. Right. This characteristic of shipping something is the most important thing in the world to me.
Yeah,
and when I say that,
don't you guys have
that was one of the things I noticed was it doesn't count until it ships.
It doesn't count until it ships.
Absolutely.
And our latest, our 2013 T-shirt is "Ship It Good."
Yeah,
and it's got like a pirate ship thing. And
I love it.
Well. Yeah. But I look at that, and that could be software. A lot of times we talk about software. That's great,
right?
And maybe it's open source contribution. Maybe you've done 20 projects. It can also be maybe you put together songs, and maybe you write plays or you write short stories or books. It's this notion of, hey, I have an idea, and I'm going to do all the work necessary to actually release that idea into the world. That is the most important thing, because releasing something that you've built into the world is the hardest thing in the world.
Truly.
Because it's never done. And it's never good enough.
Yeah, never.
Yeah. It's total shit, and everyone's going to hate it.
Well, and especially from a geek perspective. Everybody wants the elegant
perfection
solution.
is paralysis, right?
Are you kidding? I can't. No way. I gotta do 3 more features, or I've got to edit this again, or I've got to the color's not right.
Yeah, nobody's going to like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that button has to be over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I want to see people, and I love talking to people that have done that in any way, shape, or form. And then after that, everything else is important too. But that's what's really most important for us. And we talk to folks. I do the recruiting and interviewing sort of overall, but we recruit and we interview with the entire company. Every single person that comes into Detroit Labs, the whole interview process is public to every single person.
That could be kind of intimidating.
It can be intimidating. Well, no, not in terms of, hey, first interview, come into a room with 40 people.
Right.
Which would be, that'd be
like
crazy.
a scene on a Goodfellas.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Everyone's angry and just looking at you and throwing popcorn and shit.
It's like the opening scene of Superman 2, guilty.
Right, yeah.
And then you get thrown into a glass shard. What the hell? I just wanted to do some iOS. But we don't take
you mean
resumes.
Android, don't you?
Or Android, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. We don't take resumes. We have a thing that we have.
Thank
we ask
God.
everyone to fill out, because resumes are like, that's creative writing. So we have another creative writing exercise. It's more important to us. That thing comes in and we share it with everyone in the company. And if you're a developer, sales, whatever it is, everyone gets a thumbs up, thumbs down vote on that.
Very cool.
And that's how we introduce someone that could possibly be new into Detroit Labs.
Right.
After that, when that person comes in for the first interview, we always do 2 interviews. We do a first, and it's cultural. It's what's your personality? Are you going to fit in? Am I going to want to sit next to you for 60 hours during crunch week? All those kinds of things. If that works, then we bring you in for a practical technical. And if you're a programmer, that's really easy. We pair program. If you do business development, we had the last guy that interviewed for business development, his practical, we gave him our pitch deck, our standard pitch deck, 30 slides or whatever. He had to pitch to us that deck. And we
that's
said,
very cool.
If you want to ask some questions, fine, but just use the pictures and pitch that. That's also
and
fine.
run with it.
You know, 30 slides. Come on.
It might be 20. I'm not
a
sure.
sales guy, man. 30 slides.
But that's that's the practical bit. We don't want to intimidate too much.
No, I hear you.
No, but
we
the
definitely
culture
want-
thing is so important.
Yeah,
I mean, that's so good.
And being able to do that, like if you're not expecting to do that. Maybe you're not expecting to stand
Sell
up
me
and
this
do
pencil.
Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, God.
the less goal interview.
Right. Well, hey, we're actually bouncing up against a break, so it is DetroitLabs.com. We will come back after the break and talk more. But
This is the IT and the D Show.
We'll be right back.
Where the hell
have you been, soldier?
Training, sir! Training, sir!
What kind of training, son?
Army training, sir! Army training, sir!
In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can...
Find them. Maybe you can hire the A-Team.
I love it when a plan comes together. This is the fourth segment of the IT and the D show here in the Raw Radio X studios here in beautiful Detroit, Michigan.
Beautiful.
We've been having fun talking mobile. This is a good. This is a good content.
It's actually been pretty solid.
I went out in the hallway and Karen's like, I go, it must be a good show. And no one's laughing, and I go,
the bell's only gone off like 3 times.
Yeah, well, the content's solid. Like the dick jokes have stayed at a minimum.
We're gonna lose all the credibility we've been building for the past 21 weeks.
There you go. There's our fourth segment right there. Yeah, thanks, Bob.
So we've had a lurker here the entire episode.
Oh no!
So Amber, tell us about Spark Digital Strategy. What
she's been tweeting and Instagramming and Twittering and LinkedIning.
Tweeting and Instagramming.
She got her phone plugged in. She's like, "Good, I'm golden."
I do. On every break, I have to plug it back in. No, but we Spark does the marketing for Mobile Comply. And so we went in and...
Which is why you knew the URL and she didn't.
Yes.
And I bring back up on purpose.
And it wasn't .co.
And it wasn't a .co,
It wasn't a .co.
It was based on solid keyword research.
And go figure, domain availability.
Absolutely. Well, we had to buy all the Mobility Plus domains before CompTIA actually bought them.
You just didn't pick a name, and then someone else had it. Then you tried to sue them, and you didn't do that.
No.
Oh, damn it!
We didn't have to. Mobility.
Who does that?
I don't know. I never heard of it before. It's crazy.
Wow.
Those crazy kids today.
Anyways,
so obviously, I would go with hopefully they're not your only client. What is it? So what is it that Spark does? And I mean, what's the game plan? What are you doing other than being her wing woman down here in downtown Detroit?
Don't downplay that.
I think Elena. I think the next time you need armed security.
That's right.
For all the text messages I've gotten.
A SWAT escort.
I'm actually surprised she's still here.
Where are you taking me?
Sign in the parking lot.
A little scary.
Well, she wouldn't be, except she's afraid to leave on her own.
That's right.
That's why I'm here.
She's like, "Where's the ladies' room?"
How do you know I might be the armed security?
It could be.
She's the muscle.
It seemed like you might have an edge to you.
Weapons permit, right? Well,
where would you hide them? No,
I have a big briefcase.
Where's that bell?
I'm sorry. What was that pause?
I think that's going to be a drop. We warned you at 3rd Street, by the way.
So I'm going to take that. No.
So digital strategy, and one of the things that you said that kind of perked my ears up over at 3rd Street was you said SEO is dead.
It is. In the traditional
I question you on it. You went on to define it. So what form of SEO is dead?
Link building and black hat forms of SEO are completely gone off the table. So it's really about social marketing.
Wait! I wish I knew what those first two things you just said are.
Link building
and black hat.
Black hat.
What's black hat?
SEO.
It's a song by Janet Jackson.
It means trying to game the Google system, so the algorithm. So basically, figuring out what Google will rank you for, and then really exploiting that. But I really want to get away from the SEO conversation when it comes to digital strategy because my background is in lead generation. And so lead generation for-profit education, insurance, finance, financial. What that means is that I used to play with very large budgets and would A/B test traffic, what worked, what didn't work, where the button should be, where it shouldn't be. Everyone was a digital strategist on the team, and what I wanted to do when I came back home to Detroit from Washington, D.C. for the last 4 years was take what we learned with those very big, large budgets and bring it down to medium-sized enterprise and the local business owner and give them websites that don't look like a hot mess. They actually convert into goals, either
Gotcha. The whole
sales.
conversion funnel thing.
Absolutely. The whole funnel, the whole conversion, because everyone should have functional design, a targeted campaign, and really get the most juice out of their marketing dollars. So that's our value proposition.
Okay. And you are, and that's, we had this whole conversation. You're actually living downtown, so you're actually living, eating, sleeping, and breathing everything you're doing.
I am proudly in.
You're the girl that was jogging by us when we had dinner that night.
No, she's not. She's not blonde.
That's right. No, I said a white girl.
There's a white girl jogging in Detroit, and she's not being chased.
It's true. I didn't want to have the conversation of, well, your business is downtown. You're an advocate for Detroit. Well, where do you live? I live in Royal Oak,
right.
I wanted to be in the city where the business was and where the people, are. I think there's a great tech movement in Detroit. It's part of the reason why I came back January of this year. So
we're in the burbs, but we're all family. It's all good.
Hey, come down anytime.
We do. I'll come down for the White Castle on Michigan Avenue.
I'll be there about 2:45 a.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, for those playing at home, Bob's a frequent patron of the White Castle at...
No, after we go to the Sugar House, we drink Japanese whiskey and then go to White Castle.
So it happens.
Exactly.
So one of the things, the fourth segment, we always wind up trying to, double back and hit on things that we touched on earlier. And one of the things we didn't get to earlier that I wanted to talk about was the whole cleargear.com debacle, where there was a website. They sold products, they sold little gifts, and a wife had bought her husband something. It was a little tchotchke, like less than $20. They never shipped it. They canceled the order. And so she went on ripoffreport.com and posted a negative review. Well, apparently buried in their terms and conditions, and as it turns out, it wasn't even in their TNC when the order was placed. It was after the fact. They put a non-disparagement clause on their website,
on the vendors, or on the
on cleargear.com.
On Cleargear.
Yep.
Okay.
And so if you posted a negative review about them, they could hit you with a fine. So they hit these people with a $3,500 fine.
Come collect it.
Yeah, which of course they refused.
Come and get it.
Yeah, okay. They went ahead and went to the credit bureaus and reported an outstanding debt that wasn't being paid.
How if they don't have your social?
Yeah. And right. How does that happen?
It was in the story. What do you want from me? I'm just telling you the chain of events here.
You didn't write it?
No, I didn't write the story.
I thought you knew everything.
No.
Good story, Dave. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for the call. No, but so it was, they went out on the credit bureaus and the whole nine yards. And
I call BS.
No, because there have now been several lawsuits because Cleargear took the couple to court over this outstanding debt.
For those playing at home, it's Clear with a K.
Yeah, Clear with a
they
K.
Eat
Cleargear.
You know what? Out of my who.
Right. And
nice.
so, but finally somebody stepped up and said, you know what, we'll defend you in this. And now they're countersuing because, adverse action. You had, negative dings on your credit report. They couldn't get approved for a new car. It wound up holding up the home buying process for them. And so now they're getting hit with a countersuit for $75,000. And it's one of those, we talked about Yelp. It's, hey, there are some companies that react with, yeah, you know what, come try that, the worst meatball sandwich that one guy on Yelp ever had in his life.
Yeah, and turn it into embrace it.
Right. So, but from a digital, and I swear to God, it was all coming back around for a reason. From a digital strategy perspective, as you're dealing with companies, do you talk to them about...
Amber, wake up.
See, and you thought I was just getting away from you and never coming back to you.
She's over there eating popcorn, drinking wine, thinking that she's done for her segment.
No, so from a digital strategy perspective, do you talk to people about, handling online issues and online complaints and how to handle that kind of world?
Reputation management is a huge market segment in what we do. And so it's monitoring what's going on, having these conversations, and really getting that bad review, nip it in the bud, say, hey, I'm really sorry you had a bad experience.
Owning it.
Saying,
Well, and that was part of the countersuit that they filed was like, look, if you would have just come and talked to us and handled this situation, we could have posted an updated review that said, hey, you took care of us, life was good, or, whatever. But no, you chose to go to the dark side and like file a lawsuit.
Is that as bad? So obviously I didn't get a fine, but having a girl walk up to me that I barely know, that I've met once, and said, you wrote a bad, word for
that was
word,
outstanding.
Word for word, knew the review that I wrote, and walked up to me at the bar and said, hey, you said this bad thing and this and that about the restaurant I manage at, and then gave me like the third degree over it. And I was like, I'm never going there again now. I'm like, no. I'm like, and I really wrote it like a decent, like, hey, I don't want to trash the place, but they just dropped the ball. It's just bad. And then she like approached me, and that was like, it's like the guy that called
sort of
me.
like when you start everything with, okay, no offense intended. Yeah, I'm about to be offended.
I don't mean to be a dick, but
you're about to be a dick.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's something to be said about that. So, like, if you're an establishment, if you're a bar or a restaurant or whatever, and you yourself, or you don't have someone like yourself that is in charge of social media, and somebody like you can create a entry on Yelp, right, for any location that if it doesn't already exist. That establishment,
well, and in some cases, even if it already doesn't
necessarily know that entry has been created, right? So if someone like Bob or whoever is creating negative reviews, the person that owns that establishment may not even know that those reviews are out there. So they don't even realize that they have to address that issue.
True.
Well, I think there's a responsibility on if you're going to be an establishment that you have to understand that
it is 2013 after all.
You are right. You're going to be in an online environment.
There's this thing called the internet.
Yeah, it's not a fad.
Remember that.
People are making apps now.
I will have to say, as if you're going to be a reviewer of establishment, then you have to be a responsible reviewer. So if you're going to go to a brand new place,
but
use your powers for good, not evil.
Yeah, but it's the internet. There's the soft underbelly of the internet. Come on.
I just think everybody has to.
The free beer wasn't cold enough. Yeah. They're not, though. If you read the reviews, I went, Rogers Roost, one of my favorite. The place was built in like '63 when my dad built his house. Right. It's the quintessential neighborhood bar, and they do a great job. They have great food, and it's not 5-star. And it was like the precursor. It's a bar.
It's supposed to be 5.
It's a bar, and it's a precursor to like.
Well, let me guess. It has a Yelp entry.
Oh no. It's like a precursor to TGI Fridays when they put all the tchotchke and the crap in the ceiling.
Right. Yeah, of course.
They got the Indian guy. You lift up his thing in the ladies' room, and the neon goes off. She looked.
Right.
It's like it's a great bar. And you read the Yelp reviews, you'd think they're going to like Mr. Paul's Chop House, and their lamb was undercooked. And it's like, you idiots! Like, what do you expect? Like, it is like there's an age-old "it is what it is" saying, right? And it's like, what?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, are the people that own that place, are they even paying attention to that?
No, they don't.
And they don't even care, right?
Well, I was going to say,
no, that place is packed every night. They don't care.
Well, it doesn't even have to be a restaurant. That's why we hired Amber. It's because our staff does nothing but mobile and training, and we do certain things. And to have Amber just helping with watching that stuff to say, you know what, that's not even to worry about, but this is.
But isn't that an uphill challenge for someone like Amber to go into a place like Bob is just describing and saying, hey, you really need to be paying attention to this?
No,
or from their point of view, do they not even care because the place is packed every night?
Well, I think any conversation for your customer is an opportunity to have a conversation, right?
Of course.
To have a positive spin. And so if you are going to put yourself out there saying like, hey, you know what? You didn't have a good time at our place, then we're going to give you a coupon, or we're going to say come back, or we're going to try to make it up for you. And I think that interaction publicly says something. More so than just a negative review.
Like the one place where the girl came up to me, their Facebook page, they have liver and onion night twice a week, and they post it on Facebook with a picture of the liver. I'm like, you want me to come back there? And you're putting liver and onions on Facebook? Like, eat, like, no. Like, I'm sure it's you know what I'm saying? Like, put like a veal parm sandwich, and then I'll go. Like, something like, like, my God, like, so again,
this is very specific feedback, guys. Right.
I can tell you,
he wants a brat and a pretzel. That's what he wants.
No, but what I'm saying is it's not
show
hard.
me the PBR and Slim Jim special.
That's right.
That's
Slim Jim sandwiches. No, it's not hard to it's not hard to reel me back in, but like you're pushing them away without even realizing it. Again, that's Amber's fault because she put the liver nuggets picture on.
Right.
So I mean,
who
I hashtag PBR in your Instagram.
we sent them emails to sponsor us, so I got no response. Crickets.
Hey, you guys are underutilizing.
By the way, did you see that PBR commercial I posted on the Facebook wall? We need to incorporate.
I actually meant to pull that and totally forgot. Go figure.
Anyway,
so I guess who's your core? Like, what are you like? Kind of the same questions we were asking here. Who are you going after as a client? Are you going after clients? Who should be coming to talk to you right now?
I think anyone who has who is invested in taking their business model online and believes in investing in their online marketing is obviously a client. Anyone who has a goal, meaning e-commerce, lead generation, if they want to build a reputation and opportunity, speaking, publicity. Would come to us.
We need her, Bob.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, right?
This happened for a reason.
The stars are lighting.
Serendipitous.
Do you guys work for popcorn? Is
Tonight we
Apparently, it's Slim Jim's and Sutter Home.
Like I said, we've come to the conclusion we've given away so much free advice over the years. It's not even funny. So, yeah.
Well, it sounds like we dropped a huge bomb on the advice train. Yeah. Oh my God, the one. Never mind.
Yeah, with Horton. Here's a who. Yeah. So, interested in, e-commerce lead generation. That's actually something there aren't too many e-commerce sites that aren't familiar with, with the whole buying lead thing, whether it's, Lending Tree from the financial aspect,
right,
or, anything else like that.
Sure. So lead generators know that they have to drive traffic to their own web properties because they know that they have the landing page that works. So Spark is kind of flipping it on its head, saying you should own all of your web assets should be this lead generation machine.
Okay.
Right? So we're going
don't rely on the third-party aggregator for you.
Right.
Gotcha.
I mean, is that going to fill in some of your leads? But should that be your whole lead portfolio? Absolutely not. Your website should be doing the heavy lifting for you because you have the targeted audience. You have the traffic that is coming from very well optimized media campaigns, newsletters, everything. Your website needs to be working for you, not just be some floating business card online.
Not a brochure. Yeah, it's not 1997.
Right.
Wake up. Right.
It has things to do.
Okay.
Is this it?
We are actually, believe it or not, up against the end of the show, so I want to make sure we double
How
back.
is that possible already?
I know. These are still the fastest 2 hours in my life every week. So, Nate, everything you do is out at DetroitLabs.com.
That's right.
And you are always looking for mobile app devs or just devs with a good head on their shoulders that know how to deliver.
Thank you for having the .com. Just wanted to say that.
Yeah. Thank you for not being DetroitLabs.co. That's
You're welcome.
And Amber, how do people find Spark?
SparkDigitalStrategy.com.
Me.
.info.
Stereo.
.co.az.
Right. And then what was we need the Canadian.ca. .ca. We have the Kaka domains. Yeah.
It's 2 weeks in a row.
And I have to go after this one.
It is, yeah.
And so, Elena, all your stuff is out at mobilecomply.com.
Yes.
Or I wrote this down, mobilityplustraining.com.
Yes.
Okay, and that's we are actually at the end.
And we are at itandthed.com.
Oh yeah, us.
Yeah, us.
So itandthed.com. You can find DetroitNet.org. We have our event next Thursday night. For the love of God, come out and support the troops. That'll be a good time.
Absolutely.
I will have all this info. I feel like that we could. God, I feel like we should go for like another 2 hours here, and
we should.
That sounds
What's
awkward,
stopping us?
but I'm just saying.
I got a 7:00 flight. That's what's stopping us. Turn that thing off. This is the IT in the show. Beat it.
See ya.
Yeah. So now I'm just like doing like stupid stuff to make me laugh.
I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
Or wait, what do you have in Switzerland? Some kind of pikeman?
I don't know. I am from Germany, where the age of consent is 14.
What is it, the Alabama of Europe?
In many ways, yes.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.